was completely ripped off, and that is the center pedestal, which houses the third brake light, or I guess in this case the fourth brake light, right there in the wing, or in the spoiler. Hold on, we're going to Phoenix, and it ripped the center spoiler pedestal. Not the pedestal itself, it ripped the deck lid. So it had very strong mounting bolts and everything on it, just like a factory. You know, those never came loose. And it literally ripped the steel, shredded it, pulled it right off, like somebody had taken a Sawzall and just cut the darn steel right out. And it took 5 seconds of the 2/8 horn to just completely obliterate the trunk lid on my car. Yes, I would love to have run around with that enclosure, but we built it pretty darn fast. It was good looking for a wooden enclosure, but it wasn't, you know, obviously like a plexiglass thing. So we ended up putting the plexiglass 3/8 back in the car and settling, you know, for a pretty loud enclosure that was really, really good looking. Main reason, every time I go to a show, it seems that a lot of people recognize the car from the West Coast Customs episode and from the magazine coverage that the build-up had received in Car Audio and Electronics. So it's kind of good to have people, oh, I've seen that car, you know, some of them name it right away, and then other ones don't know exactly where they saw it, but it's cool that they do recognize the car. As soon as I sell that vehicle, we're going to do another one. It will be a 100% PWK designed enclosure with as little of something as possible. Be it 110 maybe, 2/8 again maybe. The 8s seem to be one of the best demos ever.
They're fun.
Love the 8s, man. Absolutely in love with the 8s. And judging by sales, since it is the second best-selling thing that Digital Designs has, right behind the 1500 series dual 4s, 12s, it is right behind it. We sell the living piss out of 1508s. So if you haven't got yourself a pair, seriously, man, have some fun. Get you a pair of 8s and contact Pete. You can make something really, really fun. It is so fun to play something that small and just have people drop their jaw. Normally, you know, if you hit it and then ask them what it is, show them what it is real quick. When they tell you, of course, that they think it's something much larger, pop the back or the hatch or whatever it is that you got, show them the 2/8s, and then get real quiet and just listen for the turds to hit their ankle. To me, that's great.
We need to do more of those Guess What's in My Trunk videos.
Yes, we'll definitely be doing some of those. Either way, the 8s are just tons of fun, man. You gotta try some.
There's something else coming out, isn't there?
Some things to mention or not to mention. Or was it two things that I was talking about earlier? Yeah, there are other things to come. And no, they are not flat woofers. Let's see. I'm trying to fill the camera with blabbery, but we've got the Z9500 series, Z95s, which Pete has already played with the 15 and the 10.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Were they dual 2s or dual 4s? Or
I forget which now. One of those.
One of those, right?
Yeah.
He's been playing with those for a while now, and apparently likes what they're capable of doing.
Oh yeah.
Appreciates their potential. We got a few of them out there, so if you guys have kind of wondered about them, some people even call up and they're like, "Are these things even real?" You know, because you know we wrote some little bull crap about the original Z series on the website. And by the way, if you're one of those folks who have asked about the Z series parameters and things like that, or just real information on it, if you'll go to that page, you can see at the top it has another link to the real, you know, the original text versus our BS text. Sometimes, if you noticed, we like to have fun, and we don't take. We take building it very seriously. We take its performance very seriously, but we do not take ourselves too seriously. Some people get really pissed off, but that's very few. Most people can appreciate our our humor, and we'd like to put some of that out there on our website. So sorry for those of you that can't appreciate it, but the majority of folks do, and we get a lot more people congratulating us on, I guess, on not taking ourselves too seriously versus other folks that just can't stand us not being serious. When every other manufacturer seems to put this information or that information on their websites, it's standard information. We don't tend to do that. And it's by choice, so just to let you know, it's not to be stuck up or anything. We have our reasons, be it internal and nobody else ever know about it, but we have our reasons for not putting some information up on the website.
I'm guessing I need to release my white paper of how my enclosures are powered by unicorns and ninjas.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you couldn't ask Pete to put up all of his stuff, and just because, yes, every woofer would have a set list of parameters as described by Teal and Small, doesn't mean that every company has to give that information, just like there's no law regarding amplifiers. You have CEA standards for 2006 and all this other kind of crap, which again we think is pretty stupid. So you'll notice that you don't see a CEA sign of approval, a stamp on there that we're paying for so that you can have specific stats on an amplifier. We choose to use our own stats on an amplifier, which are way more real world based, i.e. CEA standards are 14.4 volts input constant, so no matter what you're doing with your amplifier, you got to make sure that you've always got 14.4 going to it. The output distortion is supposed to be exactly 1%, and then of course at whatever impedance that you're getting, and bing, there's your number. There's nothing that says that your amplifier has to produce that number or that output. Let's just say wattage. Let's say you got a 1,000 watt amplifier, CEA rated at 14.4, 1% at 1 ohm mono, right? And they don't. There's nothing there that says, or in their standard, the CEA 2006 standard, that it has to produce that power for 8 hours straight. There's no standard.
Even that is meaningless, because if you think about it, once you hook it up to a woofer, you're dealing with a variable impedance load. At
all times. Every frequency, duration, everything changes that impedance that you're going to see, because it's funny when once you guys get 1,000 watts that you think that you've got on your subwoofer, it's real fun for you to go and do the test that we're talking about with your clamp meter and your voltmeter using the sine waves or the frequencies or the disc that you can download from his site and our site. When you do that test, it is literally like an epiphany happens for most people. Even dealers that have been doing this for 20-something years or more find out just how little power they're actually receiving. And when you do a Pete design that is extremely efficient, and you're sitting there going, holy crap, what I was doing in my regular ported box with this single 10, I was doing 140 decibels, blah, 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 and I did all my impedance checking and found out that I was only receiving 650 watts. Oh my God, I couldn't believe that I was doing 148 decibels. Then you go to use his enclosure, you find out the impedance is likely even higher, and your power is down lower, and your